Today we are going to continue our lecture on identical particle part 3. Here we are going to see the detail about the composite particle, including spin of the particle. In the earlier two lectures, we have ignored the spin. Here we are going to add the spin. If you find this lecture helpful, kindly subscribe, also share and join my channel for the growth of my channel. First, we will see what is the composite particle and what is the rule for composite particle. Let us say you have even number of fermion, that means 2, 4, 6, like that. Then fermions are having spin of particles. So if you multiply even number by this half integer, you will get an integer. So if it is contain even number of fermion and any number of boson, because boson are having a spin, integer spin, so it behaves as a boson. Otherwise, if it contain odd number of fermion, you have 3, 5, 7, like that. So if you have 3 fermion, let us say for example, and if you multiply this spin 1 over 2, you will get 3 by 2. Total spin is 3 by 2. If it is even number, naturally 4 by 2 is 2. You will get even number only. So if it contains an odd number of fermions and any number of boson, it behaves as a fermion. That is a rule for composite particle. In this class, we are going to take helium as an example. So the helium-4 has 2 proton, 2 neutron in the nucleus. So the totally 4 fermions. And 2 electron. Electron also a fermion. So totally you have 6 fermion, even number. So naturally 6 into half, 6 plus half, that is 6 half, that is 6 into half is equal to 3. Total spin is 3. So it's a boson, which exhibits the bosonic fluidity. Whereas if you take helium-3, which has 2 proton and 1 neutron in the nucleus and 2 electron, naturally 2 plus 1 plus 2, 5 fermion. So naturally it is an fermion. So we are going to deal with the helium here. Now consider the helium atom at ground state is a two-particle system. So the total wave function capital psi 1, which is a function of R1 coordinate R1 and R2, is equal to small psi chi. Chi is the spin wave function. This can be written as psi sub a of 1, psi sub b of 2 chi. So this antisymmetric wave function can be written as 1 over square root of 2 using the Slater determinant. The as usual, the first column is for spin up particle alpha, and the second column is spin tau. So if you take determinant, you will get psi a of 1 alpha, this one, and psi p of psi p2 of beta minus this one, psi p 1 of alpha multiplied by psi a2 of beta. Here I like to highlight one important point. If total wave function is symmetry, either anti-symmetry, either wave function part is symmetry and spin is anti-symmetry, or wave function is anti-symmetry, spin is symmetry. Both cannot be anti-symmetry. If psi and chi are anti-symmetry, so anti-symmetry multiplied with another anti-symmetry, you will get a symmetric wave function. So either radial part of the wave function and spin part of the wave function must be anti-symmetry.
in order to have your total wave function as anti-symmetry. Here I have mentioned psi s comma a. This means first one is the radial part. Radial part of the wave function is symmetry. Next one is spin part, which is anti-symmetry. So I can write this as psi s 1 over square root of 2 alpha beta minus beta alpha, because this spin wave function is anti-symmetry. So that is the meaning of psi sub s comma a, which is equal to psi s radial part of the wave function, which is symmetry, 1 over square root of 2 alpha times beta minus beta times alpha. We have taken the helium atom as our example. In helium atom, we have two electrons. That is, spin is half plus half. Total spin is 1. This get vector can be written in the conventional way as ms, where ms is the spin quantum number. So if s is 1, then you know very well that spin quantum number varies from -1 to +1 in step of 1. So uh, there are four possibilities. That is, both electrons are at spin up state. Then ms is equal to 1. Then when ms is equal to 0, uh, one spin is up state, other one is down, or one is down and the other one is up. In both cases, the magnetic spin quantum number is 0. Similarly, both are down, then the magnetic quantum number is -1, because both are down. But S value is 1 for all the four cases. Now you come to this. The parameter I have written in the blue color rectangular box. First case, the S is 1. So, of course, in all four cases, S is 1. Then in this case, MS also 1, both are up. Then here ms is 0. So there are two possibility, ms 0. There are two possibility. One spin up and spin down, other one is spin down and spin up. So if it is symmetry, you can add this spin. Up down plus down up. This normalization constant is 1 over square root of 2. If both are down, here also m is s is 1. So then m is -1. So both are, when both are down, you have this triplet state. This state is triplet. Uh, because S is 1, MS is -1, 0, 1. There are two possibilities. Here we have taken the symmetry wave functions. The spin part of the wave function is symmetry. There is another wave. Spin wave is anti-symmetry. Then you will get minus, because there are two zero. Here also it is 1 0. But however, the spin up, spin down, because it's plus up, minus up, 0. Here also 0. This is 0 minus 0. So it is indicate that it is anti-symmetry. So this singlet state is called para-helium, and this triplet state is called ortho-helium. So since there is ms is equal to 0, two cases, we will write like this. One is the symmetric one and the other one is anti-symmetric. Here we have taken all are symmetry, because both here no question of symmetry, because both are up, here both are down. So it's a symmetrical one naturally. Here also we are adding symmetrical one. Here it is anti-symmetry, which is called singlet para-helium. This is triplet ortho-helium. Thank you very much for watching my videos and supporting me continuously. Thank you very much.